Hey everyone, and welcome to our first lecture from Curlcast. You've got myself, Ryan, and Alex is over here as well. We're going to be talking you through this lecture on healthy eating. Anything you want to add, or just
No, pay attention. It's going to be a lot of valuable information.
okay? So, first of all, we'll go over what we're going to cover in this lecture. So, as you can see, we're going to go through diet. That's going to be diet as a whole and what the actual term diet means. A lot of people associate diet with thinking they have to restrict food. We're actually going to go into what the term diet encompasses as a whole. The guidelines on food intake, that is going to be different for every single one of you. The Eat Well plate, which is now Eat Well guide, that will be referred to as plate during this PowerPoint, just from when it was produced prior. But please know that it is now called the Eat Well guide. Different food groups, and then the special dietary needs that may be applicable to certain populations. So I'll hand Alex over for the first slide.
Yeah,
Diet.
so diet, what is it? It's quite simple. What a diet is really, it is everything that you intake in terms of food and nutrition. So a diet doesn't have to be anything restrictive. It doesn't mean you're eating a special plan every single day. Diet is literally the definition of what you are intaking for your nutrition, whether that is terrible or fantastic, that is your diet. Um, Everyone thinks of a diet as going to say the Atkins diet or the recently popular keto diet. Doesn't have to have a name to it. Literally, whatever you're currently eating is your diet. Anything you'd like to add?
No, just as you see at the bottom of this slide, you need to always consider diet more as a lifestyle change as opposed to a diet, as Alex alluded to, sort of thinking you have to change everything. Actually, think about changing your lifestyle because a diet isn't a 6 week diet, it's not a 12-week diet. Those aren't sustainable, those type of
Yeah,
diets. As you say, your diet is what you eat on a daily basis. And well, you have to eat to live. So
yeah,
your diet is lifelong. So see it as a lifestyle change, not as
yeah.
a temporary change. Okay, should we move on?
Do it.
Okay, so please bear in mind these questions. Pause the lecture if you wish and answer them yourselves. That could be a good little task.
Yeah,
This was initially produced for a group presentation,
yeah,
but balanced diet. So a diet that consists of a variety of different foods, you have to make sure when eating you're getting a lot of different foods. No food in itself is going to be healthy. Everyone talks about high protein, low carb, high fat, everything like this. The best diet is going to be a balanced diet. Um,
absolutely. Yeah,
uh, you need to target foods that can supply your body with all the essential requirements. So, fruit, veg, get your protein in, get your fats in, get your carbs in. You can't completely eliminate any if you
yeah.
want to be truly healthy.
Yeah, cutting out a macronutrient, say everyone's on this low carb, no carb diet, super high fat, that's not good for your body. Guys, it's not how your body's supposed to operate. Because carbs are your body's preferred source of energy. So cutting them out is not good for you. Go for a nice balanced diet. It's gonna be the best approach.
Yeah. And as it says, you need to make sure that you enjoy, you need to make sure that you have the time to do this, and then make sure that you're setting correct goals.
Yeah.
So, food guidelines, we'll go over these nice and quick. Common rules to follow: reduce your salt intake. I don't think anyone's going to argue with that. Reduce your saturated fat intake. So, in our longer video, we'll go more into the different types of fat and which ones you want to be eating, which ones you don't. Eat a variety of foods to obtain as many nutrients as possible. So, again, that's making sure that we're getting our food from a wide range of sources. Make good conscious decisions and aim for 5 a day. Okay, so everyone's familiar with a 5 a day. Make sure you're getting five different. That's the key word. Five
Yeah.
different. You can't eat 5 apples and then say you've had your 5 a day.
Yeah.
Five different fruit and vegetables. And
I remember when I
anything.
was a kid, I used to think having five a day, I had five grapes. I was like, yeah, that's five a day. No, it doesn't work like that. Five different good sized portions.
Okay, so Alex, do you want to take the Eat Well guide?
Yeah, I'll take the Eat Well guide. So this is a guide released by nutrition officials. So it gives you a breakdown in the form of a pie chart of different nutrient groups and the amount of which you should be having. As you can see on the screen, your carbohydrates section and your fruit and vegetable sections are the largest parts. You need a lot of the micronutrients from your veg. Carbs, obviously, your body's preferred food source. Proteins still make up quite a large portion there. It's essential for growth, repair, maintenance of all your body's tissues. And then the dairy sources you can see are slightly lower because they're a little bit higher in fat. Fat is vital, but if you have too much fat, it has a negative effect. We'll go into more details on that in our long video.
Okay, so as this just states here as well, it's meant to be an ideal balance over the course of a day, week, not an individual meal. You can sometimes have meals that are going to have less fruit or veg, for example, in breakfast. Maybe you have cereal. Cereal is
Yeah,
a perfectly healthy breakfast just because
yeah.
it doesn't look like this plate. But then bear in mind later in the day, you may reduce that dairy intake and up your fruit, veg, carbs, etc.
Make sure the cereals that you do have for breakfast aren't just super high in sugar, because a lot of them are junk. Do mind that. That'll just spike your blood sugar levels and then drop off, and you'll have a crash towards lunchtime.
So we'll quickly go over the 6 different nutrition groups. These are carbs, fats, proteins, vitamins, minerals, and the all important that most people forget, water. So, Alex, do you
Yeah,
want to take carbohydrates?
carbohydrates, as we said earlier in the video, is your body's primary source of energy. They contain 4 calories per gram, the same as proteins, and these come from a variety of sources. Things like breads, whole meals, pastas. Basically, what you see on the screen there in that picture, they're all sources of carbohydrates. Sugar is also a carbohydrate, but it's best not to get your carbohydrates in the form of sugar because your body's going to intake it. It's actually bad for your arteries to have high levels of blood sugar all the time. So get it from more sustainable sources.
I just want to quickly add before we move on as well, where it says your basic carbohydrates equate to over 60%, that's on an average. It's
Yeah,
by no means a target. I would often suggest about
yeah.
50%.
I'd have a slightly higher protein intake personally.
But on for the average person that maybe isn't that active, 60% is usually how much people would be intaking.
Yeah.
So fats, these are our secondary source of energy, and as Alex said, extremely vital to daily living. Generally, these don't want to drop below 20% of your daily intake when it comes to calories. Our carbohydrates will provide us with 4 calories per gram. Fats can provide you with 9 calories per gram, which is why it gets its bad name as avoid fats if you want to lose weight. But fats are very good. Make sure that you're eating the good fats as opposed to the saturated and trans fats, and you're going to be in good stead. So, eating your fish, your nuts, as it says on the right hand side, your oils, your avocados, those sort of
Yeah.
things.
Go easy on the bacon.
So, protein, you want to take this?
Yeah, protein. So obviously in the fitness community, there's a massive emphasis on protein. It's because it's vital for growth and repair. Anyone looking to build muscle, obviously, you need more protein. Um, Anyone looking to lose weight, protein is the most satiating macronutrient. So if you're looking to lose weight and you're worried about feeling hungry, intaking more protein will help you stay feeling full for longer and fight off the cravings for more food. Yeah, so it's the same as carbohydrates in the term of calories. So every gram, there's 4 calories in it.
Okay. Vitamins, we're going to go over the next few slides a little bit quicker, just because we can really dive into these topics in our longer video.
Yeah.
But vitamins are found naturally in our food. It's the same as minerals. There's many different types of vitamins. They all do different things for ourselves. So, for example, vitamin C is quite common, helps fight common cold.
Yeah,
Very important right
definitely.
now.
All your vitamins at the
um,
moment while you're
yeah.
stuck with COVID, make sure you're getting your micronutrients and your vitamins in because that's what you're going to help your immune system. stay active with it.
And the two things with this, which again we'll dive in deeper, is there's two types of vitamins. You have your water soluble and fat soluble. And that basically just means how they are absorbed in our body.
Yeah.
Minerals, again, nice and quick. These all do different things in our body, similar to vitamins, but these will do a very specific job, whereas vitamins generally do a wider range of things in our bodies. Also, just because minerals are required in trace amounts, this doesn't mean having a ton of them is going to be better for you. The same as vitamins. If you see something or you only need a small amount, having a whole gram of it isn't going to be better. You're just going to be excreting it through waste.
Yeah, it can also lead to toxicity depending on what the mineral is. So don't go overboard.
And the most important one and forgotten, water.
Water, yeah, absolutely vital for life. If you don't intake enough water, you will know you're going to get very dehydrated and you're going to die. But things like tea and coffee do not count as water intake because of their high caffeine, which naturally dehydrates you as well. Look for water, pure water, as much as you can. The more hydrated you are, the more healthy your body's going to be, the better your digestive tract's going to function, the better your muscles are going to function, and the more alert you're going to feel.
So we'll quickly go over special dietary needs. Bear in mind that myself and Alex, we aren't qualified nutritionists, but we can provide a little bit of advice when it comes to certain needs.
Yeah.
So an individual may require set dietary needs. It could be for many reasons. If this is the case, we'd strongly advise go to your GP, go to a nutritionist, go to a registered dietitian. We are currently working with some companies and a nutritionist as part of that. If that's something you'd be interested in, give us an email. However, we can give advice on very basic stuff. So, in case where individuals exclude whole food groups, some are going to struggle to get vitamins, minerals, macronutrients, etc.
That's where supplements tend to come in.
Yeah, exactly. So, vegetarians sometimes lack iron, which is sometimes where they go into being pescatarian, where they still eat fish, which is, I've gone pesc for a little while just to experiment with it, and I actually found it quite useful. I enjoyed it. And that's sort of a nice little in between. And as you said, supplements are always going to be very important as well. If you are vegan, making sure that you are supplementing your protein, etc., through pea protein.
Yeah, as well as things like vitamin D,
Yeah,
B12 as well.
exactly. So that's brought us to the end of this first video. If you enjoyed this, make sure you give us a like and comment down below any future topics you'd like us to cover. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. And as we stated at the start, if you wish to get access to the longer video, which is going to probably be, I reckon, over half an hour, quite easily, we'll really delve into some of those topics regarding the different types of fats, minerals, vitamins, really go into a lot more detail. Then
send us your email address. We'll ping it over to you.
Yeah, easy as that.
Yeah.
See you in the next one, guys.
See you later.